Today we have GARANAT by BVLGARI. This is what the fragrance looks like. It is part of the Le Gemmes collection. BVLGARI does these beautiful bottles. They have the men's version for their private line, and they also have their women's bottles. I haven't done any reviews on the women's ones yet, but I did Ambreo, which was amber, and then we have this one, which is GARANAT, which is garnet, the gemstone. So the top does match what their gemstone is supposed to be. That is very beautiful. It is a deep red, like a very ruby type of color there. This one is a lot heavier than the amber one that I had. It doesn't seem as flimsy. They must have updated their packaging, but it seems a little bit more solid. It's a lot heavier. The actual top itself, is full on. It feels like metal. So they've really updated their packaging. At least I don't know if the other one was old one and this one's new one, but this one's a lot better quality. I still think that this is quite a bit clunky and quite a bit big for the actual size of the bottle itself, because this one is a 100 ml bottle, so 3.4. Let me confirm that. Yes, 100 mils or 3.4 US ounces for this guy. So quite a bit heavy for what it is. It's not anything that's supposed to be super big. So this is all show. You probably have like a cylinder in the middle which holds the actual perfume. Now, these are designed to be refilled. However, they do not offer refills at this time, not to my knowledge. I don't know if at certain, BVLGARI boutiques or department stores they offer it, but they are supposed to be refillable like the Louis Vuitton one. So let's get into this fragrance. This fragrance is actually created by the in-house perfumer for Louis Vuitton, which is Jacques Cavalier. So he actually created this one. All of these are supposed to be symbolic or representative of their gemstones that they're named after. So GARANAT is supposed to symbolize love as an actual gemstone. So what we get here is a fragrance that I am assuming is supposed to be symbolic of love and friendship, which is what the gemstone is supposed to symbolize. There must be a lot more notes in this fragrance than what are listed on their website, but they actually list as Damascus rose in this, as well as frankincense and grass rose absolute. So it's a little different for men because it leans more into the rose itself. And when I actually sprayed this one on for the first time, I got instantly something else that smelled like it, and it kind of smells a little bit like Patchouli Absolute by Tom Ford. This one itself is going to have a little bit more of that earthy undertone to it, while the GARANAT by BVLGARI is going to have more of that floral, incensey type of heart. It's very sweet, so it has a sweetness to it. So it's that grass rose that really comes out to play, gives it that sweetness to it, and then that delicate touch over the top that the grass rose does provide in this fragrance. Then we get the frankincense, which add a little bit of that, secret element into the fragrance itself. Now, I will say that this fragrance does lean a little bit more feminine as soon as you spray it on, and as it starts to dry down and it starts to wear a little bit, that little roughness starts to come out. So those incenses start to really, shine and be the, the star of the show, or the grass rose, which will dissipate, which it typically does as a fragrance note, even though it's an absolute. Then we get that May rose that comes out and, adds, like I said, that delicate touch to the incenses as the dry down comes down. So it's done very well. Jacques Cavalier is an extremely talented perfumer. I mean, he does a really fantastic job. Do I think it is worth the price point? This one is a little bit confusing because on BVLGARI's website, they list it for $349, and then all department stores have it listed for $370, which is the price point that the rest of the family of this fragrance is. I definitely think that it falls in line. So far, the ones that I've tried from this range are a little bit more fresh, or a little bit cleaner, more soapy, more light and airy. And this one's going to be a little bit more heavy. Like I said, it's going to lean more into the incenses. It's going to lean obviously into the rose because it's a very prominent note in this fragrance. But I will say it's done well. It's done sophisticated, it's done elegantly. It is a unique fragrance. However, it's not the most unique. Like I said, if you do like Patchouli Absolute by Tom Ford, you're going to like this one. You're going to miss the raw earth elements that this one does have in it, but you're going to get something very similar and something that you can still purchase, because obviously this one is no more. I would certainly say to check this one out. Let me know what your thoughts on this fragrance is down below. Also, let me know what other fragrances by the house of BVLGARI you would like to see on this channel. I know I haven't given them a lot of love. I'm trying to get to them. They are really, really expensive, you guys, and it's 100 mils for $370. So Just think about that. It's actually more expensive to buy a Bulgari Le Gemmes fragrance than it is to buy a Louis Vuitton or a Celine fragrance. And those two have really fantastic fragrances. The Louis Vuitton ones are 100 mils for $300, and this one adds a whole $70 to that. So very, very expensive. I would say to check it out. I would say to smell it. If you can get a sample or a decant prior to purchase, certainly do that, because you don't want to get a fragrance that you don't like and that you're not going to be happy with. But Bulgari overall does really well with their fragrances. They really know what the vision is to execute with the fragrance itself. And I definitely think that they also brought that into this fragrance as well. So definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Also, comment and subscribe for more fragrance related content. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.